Hey everybody, welcome back to Matt and Stu Review, where we're taking a look at your favorite toys from yesterday and today. Stuart, what do we have on the table?
Today, let's take a look at the Street Fighter 2 Dhalsim from Jada Toys.
All right, yeah, let's take a look.
He's pretty much your standard 6-inch action figure, in the sort of Marvel Legends articulation scheme. He's got butterfly shoulders, he's got, a lot of double jointed knees, double jointed elbows. He's a pinless figure.
Yeah.
Like you had mentioned about those Super 7 figures, he even has a mix of materials. He actually has metal earrings there,
Oh, okay.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah, but not metal bracelets.
No,
Kind of interesting.
yeah,
Man, lots of articulation though.
tons of
Super,
articulation.
like, waist and mid torso, shoulders, knees, all the double knees, everything, feet, of course. And yeah, like you said, like the dual material looks really good. He
Yeah.
looks really good. Face sculpt is really awesome.
Another thing I really like about that figure is how matte his skin is. Like a lot of figures end up shiny from mold release or just, the type of plastic that they use.
Okay.
Like he's really got a good like matte premium look, especially for a figure at his price point. And beyond just his articulation, you get some of his power demonstrating
Okay.
limbs as well. So his legs pop right off and you can pop on these extended bendy legs, so he can really be doing those
tight.
yoga kicks.
That's cool. I didn't realize they were like a bendy inside kind of a thing.
Yeah, so if you remember, Dhalsim was actually a character in Street Fighter 2 who could stretch, so he did these long stretch punches,
Uh-huh.
and, different stuff like that. And as a throw-in for a figure, just makes it too cool, too fun to play with.
Yeah, that's way cool. Where do his arms pop off at the shoulder?
Yep.
Okay.
You can make him fully extended, I suppose, if you want. He also comes with an alternate head here where he's screaming, so a little more, vexed Dhalsim. And then his stand that he comes with, that the hands are on, is actually for his leg or his arm. So you can get him into a pose doing a long punch or a long kick and have him supported.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I would say like awesome accessories then. Really like bringing out the powers of the figure. Good variety too. You got an arm and a leg for everything. You got different hands too, so you can have punching, grabbing, like kind of like the, I don't know what you go, claw hand kind of a thing.
Yeah, claw hand. That's
Uh-huh.
good.
And then he has captured bracelets on all the pieces and parts. Do all the hands swap, so you can put any hand on any arm?
I haven't actually tested that out. Let's see.
Okay.
Doesn't seem like it.
No, so the
would
stretchy
not-
arms are stuck with
Yes.
the punching kick.
You get a stretchy fist.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. It's a different kind of a different casting, different process, how you're building the figure.
And if he's stretching, he's probably punching or kicking anyway.
This is true. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Would look really cool on your shelf, on your desk, something like that with like a stretched out hand. It's going to be way different than any other figure you have on the desk. Paint job is pretty simple, but he's a pretty simple character.
I mean, yeah, there's almost no paint on the figure if you really look. He's got molded plastic shorts, he's got molded plastic skin. The only paint applications I see really are his war paint and some shading on his shorts, which is actually really cool. As a figure customizer myself, like you don't see that kind of shading in a production figure that's not, a Japanese import for the most part.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. I mean, the brown on his shorts, the yellow on his like bands and everything like that too. But, pretty light, but it's still done well. The shading is very subtle on the shorts.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice it, but it does look good now that
It
you
gives
point
him
it
some
out.
dimension, I think, which I really like.
Yeah, that's great.
So Matt, do you have any personal history with Street Fighter?
Actually, when I think Street Fighter, I think to Round Table Pizza and maybe like 7th grade.
So arcade Street Fighter.
Yeah, arcade, straight up arcade style. Yeah, there was some brief moment in time where I was hanging out with some older 8th grade kids, and I thought it was so cool because they asked me to come to eat pizza at Round Table after school one day, and we were playing the arcade, and I was playing Blanca, who's like the big monster guy.
That's Blanca.
Blanca, and I like crushed it at Blanca, and it was like I was the glory. I had that glory for maybe like an hour of my life. I never did well with Street Fighter ever after that, but for that moment, I was some hot shit.
Right on. Yeah, so I had a good friend who got a Super Nintendo before me. We played a ton of Street Fighter 2 at his house. Then I got a Super Nintendo, and I would call myself a Super Nintendo kid when it comes to consoles.
Okay.
So I was a huge Street Fighter fan. Loved Guile, loved Blanca, loved Dhalsim, loved Chun-Li's butt.
Yeah. Now that you say it, I do remember my older brother and his friends playing Street Fighter and telling me like the most messed up combinations to do, like the special moves. And I was probably 4 or 5 years old. And just they were like, up, down, start, select, A, B, X, 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 B, A. And like I'm trying to smash all these things in as this naive kid, and it's like, down left X.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they had a little bit of fun at my expense, but that's what little brothers are for, I suppose.
So you've got some memories with
But
Street
yes,
Fighter 2.
I do have some fond. Nevertheless, it's still a fond memory of Street Fighter 2. Yeah. So is Street Fighter 2 still relevant? Is this like a thing? Is Street Fighter out still?
It is. There is a new Street Fighter 2 or a new Street Fighter video game released every few years.
Okay.
There's characters that I'm sure we don't even know about.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 2 characters have joined Smash Brothers and other properties. So
That's cool.
we're kind of in I think we're in a little bit of a Street Fighter 2 resurgence, honestly.
Is the IP purchased by like a bigger corporation, anything like that, or do you know? Or is it just
I'm pretty
partnering?
sure Capcom owns Street Fighter 2.
Okay.
And has, they are the ones who license it out. I don't see it going anywhere because they were the developers of all the Street Fighter games.
It didn't get gobbled up by Nintendo or something like that.
No.
Okay. Cool. But they're appearing in Smash Brothers?
From what I've heard,
Sweet.
actually from our editor.
All right. Nat with the pro intel. All
Yeah,
right. Sweet. All right. Well, I think it has come to time where we rate this figure. Stuart, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you give Dhalsim?
I got to give Dhalsim a straight 9. I think he's a really fun figure. I think I'm going to end up playing with him a lot. I have a couple of the other Street Fighter 2 figures as well, and they're just a blast to pose, in opposing battles. And
Yeah, okay.
with all those stretchy effects and stuff, like, this is a toy to play with for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to give him, I think, a 7. So I think it's a really good figure for what it is. He's not like that high-level collector's figure. He's not a 10 to me or even a 9. He's a simple figure, so it's hard to get that simple figure elevated up. But for a simple figure, they nailed it. So it's a 7, but it's like a 7+. And we want to hear from you. Who was your main in Street Fighter 2? Either console or arcade? Let us know in the comments below.
Thanks for watching. This has been Dhalsim from Jada Toys Street Fighter 2 line.
And if you like figures and reviews like this, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.